in the Old Testament that humans were corrupted, but so were animals. So there was testing on animals, and that's probably where a lot of those things came from.
Yeah.
They took kids and they were doing experiments on them for different reasons to push the limits, just like in the show Stranger Things.
There's like an alligator man.
Yeah, you told me about that guy.
This guy like supposedly turned into an alligator, or could turn into an alligator.
Can someone just get this on camera? I mean, you know, these royal families, they all stick within the bloodline. Like, they have to marry within it, so it all stays part of their lineage. There's like Mothman too, which people claim to see.
Wait, does he turn into a moth?
No, it's like a human moth hybrid. So it's like I think a full size, maybe bigger than like an average human, but it's got huge wings like a moth. And
What? The final conclusion is fairy tales are probably real, and what we're taught in textbooks is probably a lie.
We're back for another episode, and today we're going to be talking about reptilians.
Reptilians, yes.
I know this is something that neither of us think that we're super versed on, but I think we could definitely have fun with this conversation and kind of dive into what we do know and how it all does tie back into the Bible too, which is pretty wild that it seems that there are several references to I guess what you would call a reptilian, a human hybrid lizard people. Shapeshifters, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I think they kind of all go in the same category.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's probably obviously something demonic, you know, and like it in the Bible it talks about you might not know you're entertaining an angel. So like angels can come into a form of a man or a woman. So like why couldn't other entities do the same, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of probably what we're dealing with this topic, but who knows? So I guess we can get started with, I mean, I always end up going to Hollywood when I think about this one. I feel like the media is full of these, I don't know, creatures, if you will, maybe even certain bloodlines.
Yeah.
Like the royals and certain people that are in politics and put in high places. Like, do they come from a reptilian background, bloodline? I don't know. So, yeah, I think with like all the cameras we have on all of us all the time, there seems to be a plausible scenario where like you might be seeing some of this because people have slowed down like footage of things where it almost looks like someone's standing there on camera, like live television, and their teeth will just turn into like little fangy razor blade things, or like the eyes will change, kind of almost looking like a serpent eye. So I don't know how to make like what to make of that. Like, I know there's like AI and everything, but why would that be happening in real time, like live news footage and things like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. And I feel like they always show you, right? Like, remember that Capital One commercial a few years back? The Super Bowl Capital One, where they go into the Hollywood sign.
Yes.
And it's Alec Baldwin. And he's literally like...
There's like lizard. He turns into like a lizard. Like something comes out of him,
and
or
he,
like
dabs his mouth with his like handkerchief or whatever.
Yeah, that's a weird commercial.
And then like The Simpsons had like a bunch of like they had an episode where like people were lizard people and they were like eating and drinking. Like
yes, I remember that one too.
I think it was like humans. I don't know.
Yeah, like they might eat humans. I think that was part of the commercial with Alec Baldwin too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
some sort of cannibalistic joke was made during that commercial. So like. Yeah, maybe that goes hand in hand with those things. But like to your point, yeah, they like seem to always show this stuff in plain sight, and they always like make it seem funny, like a joke. Like, okay,
but is it?
But is it? Like, unlike the Denver airport.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of conspiracies around that place. In fact, I think it's got the biggest runway in the whole country. It's huge. The whole airport costs like, I think they built it. I think they finished it in '95, and it cost like $4.8 billion, which was a lot. I mean, that's even more money now, right? But there's tunnel systems under it. And then they have really strange depictions of reptilians painted on walls.
Like old or?
No, new. Like it's just what they have. They have reptilians dressed, I think it's like in janitorial suits or something like that. And there's a joke about it. So like there's so many conspiracies surrounding that airport. and what goes on
Yeah.
that they now play into that and kind of make fun of it. Like there's a gargoyle that they will put into the airport. I don't think he's always there.
Okay.
But it's this gargoyle and it sits on this pillar and it moves and it talks. And it actually talks to people. So there's like a camera and there's like a guy. Yeah.
Oh,
this is real. Like it looks like a statue, but like it moves around and talks.
Okay.
Like total like Disneyland style.
Okay.
And there's a camera and he'll like talk to somebody walking by. Like he'll, in real time, the people will talk back. And on one of them, I saw a video where he's like, welcome to the Illuminati headquarters. I mean, the Denver International Airport. Like,
what?
And they're making fun of it, right? To kind of throw off the scent, but also I think to mock people. But like the reptilian thing is there. Like they have it, like I said, painted on walls.
Creepy.
And then,
I'll have to look next time I'm there.
Yeah, I know, because you used to live in that area. And then also the big blue horse, the demonic horse that's out front of
Lucifer.
Lucifer. Yeah, he's a huge statue. If people don't know, it's a massive blue horse statue outside the airport. It's got glowing red eyes, like super creepy. And the artist that was making it, while he was in a studio, a piece of it fell down and severed his artery and he died. So, like, I don't know. The horse killed the guy that was making it. So, I always think of the Denver airport when reptilians come up because I think maybe there's something to go with that because it seems like there's a lot of correlation between, like, underground tunnels and reptilians, too.
Yeah.
So,
like the Ninja Turtles, that kind of hits different.
Exactly. Like, it hits different.
Reptiles.
I mean, they're
in tunnels,
turtles, but yeah, reptiles.
Eating pizza. We all know
what
is.
Pizza means. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. So they're always like showing it. And it's in so many movies and commercials. And so like it makes me wonder.
It's creepy. I guess too for like people who don't know what like pizza is, like the FBI, you can go to their website and it's code word in pedophile rings for, I think it's little boy.
I think it is. Yeah, or children or young little boy. One or the other.
Yeah. Which is gross. So
super gross.
When you hear people joking about having pizza parties and spending $40,000, $60,000 on pizza, you know what they're
celebrities.
Talking about. Yeah, celebrities.
I mean, just go and look up how many celebrities have posted photos of them like eating a slice of pizza. Like I have never taken a photo of me biting into a pizza or posted it. Like that's just like not a normal photo you would do, but they do all do it
because they know what it means.
Yeah, exactly. It's a symbol.
Yes.
Yeah.
So creepy.
Oh, yeah, Ninja Turtles and pizza and underground tunnels.
It's a little different when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, well.
So for reptilians, this is like fairly new to me. But again, this is why I like love that we're doing this podcast because we literally just talk about things that come up and we're not here to say like they're true or they're not true. We're just discussing it and what we kind of think could be true or might be true. So I did a little digging and there was like weird stuff of like reptilians have two hearts, one under each armpit, and like
interesting.
Just interesting
I have not heard
things
that.
Like that. And so like that they may be hiding like in Antarctica, like giant colonies down there, or like even in the moon.
What? In the moon?
So I'm just saying,
we don't
like,
think the moon's an actual
exactly.
like,
so
solid
I'm
surface.
not saying like we believe all of this, but it's just kind of fun to like talk about because it's so out there, but also like could be real.
Well, there's got to be some truth to this. And I don't know if it's like they're just painting something that's more metaphorical, like, oh, it's somebody that's like demon possessed or oppressed. And like now we're just giving it an image by putting a, reptilian because you think of the serpent, you think of Satan, right? So maybe that's more of like just an imagery thing. But at the same time, then there's like weird things that happen, like I was saying before, where like you could watch, there's compilations you could literally look up of weird things happening like on news stations, like real live time television where people just like something changes in their face. And it's like, is it the like perfect frame rate from the camera that just happens to be picking it up? Like, like the mask is, the veil is thinned out for a second. Like you could see through the fake mask of a human. I don't know.
And sometimes you're like, what is it
that?
Real? Like, how do I find this actual footage myself to see like, is this real? Like, I saw one where this like news anchor had like a fly like come out of her eye and into her mouth. Like it fell into her mouth and she like ate it.
I saw that one.
Is that real?
Is that real?
Is that AI? I don't know.
But then you see, like, it reminds me of, like, speaking of news anchors, like the ones where they just, like, freeze. It's like they just, like, their brain shut off. And celebrities will do that, too. And they just, like, look like they're staring off into space. Yeah, or like certain words will like trigger them.
like Holy Spirit.
Yes, I remember that one.
Who was it? Al from the Today Show where he like froze?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just froze.
Weird.
So like there's something weird going on for sure. And it's like, you know, in the Bible it talks about human hybrids, and like that's why, you know, God had to flood the earth to save the human race.
Right.
So
all flesh was corrupted.
All flesh was corrupted. Yeah. And so like why can't there still be some of that today? Like would make sense to me.
Or even just like that knowledge, you know, resurfaced somehow and people figured it out again, you know.
Well, like you think all these underground, like the DUMBs, you know, the deep underground military bases and stuff like that, like they're probably doing some crazy experiments. Like why not?
Probably.
Like they could already grow babies in artificial wombs.
I know.
Like, and that's just what they tell us. So it's, again, like they probably are doing way more sinister things and just really out there experiments that we don't know about.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of DUMBs, remember like when Trump was like in office the first time and how he was talking about all the subterranean tunnels and how people were being trafficked under tunnels, and then suddenly just like silence, radio silence, like we're not talking about that anymore. That's just like, it's gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, the number of kids that go missing just in the U.S. alone every year, and we have no trace of them, it has to be underground. It has to.
Right.
Like, where else could you hide them all, and how would you transport them all with, you know, without people seeing them? Because it's like hundreds of thousands.
I know. Well, and
it's
just think like how much blood it would take if they were truly harvesting, like, you know, their blood after they like traumatize and torture them, right? Yeah. Like for like one child, like it would take 100 kids to make like a liter is what I saw. Like, I don't know, again, if that's true. And I'm not like going to test it out, but I'm just saying like it's a lot of kids, but it adds up. Like it makes sense when you realize like how many kids a year are going missing in our country.
Yeah. No, I mean, if they're, so like adrenochrome is right, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the Fountain of Youth serum that I think a lot of these celebrities that don't ever seem to age, like they're probably taking this.
Right.
And they talk about it. There's like movies that talk about it, use the actual term, and the celebrities reference it all the time, but no one takes it seriously because people don't believe it, right? Like they think they're joking.
I feel like a lot more people though are like opening their eyes up to like that this is real. Like this isn't just hearsay. Like,
oh, for sure. Well, ever since 2020 came out or happened, so much came out.
Well, remember they seized like all of the like, they had it in like pill form. Do you remember that? They like seized it off like,
no.
Yeah, like I can't remember how much, but it was like a big amount of like,
oh my gosh,
in pill form.
Wow. So
yeah,
putting them
in China, I want to say. Yeah,
creepy.
I know.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that's a real thing at all. I think that's very real. So yeah, to your point, like you would probably need a huge population of children in order to create
or
this
even
market.
Just like you said, like if they're growing children specifically for that, you know, purpose.
Yeah,
it's awful.
It is awful.
So
yeah,
I mean, I've heard stories. You know, like Nathan Reynolds talks about like busts and stuff that he's done, and like different people talk about like. They've gone into places where like women have literally just been like chained up and they're just there to make babies.
Oh, there was a woman I heard in a podcast interview actually, and she was part of a satanic sex ring, and she was used for breeding. And she says, yeah, they use these women for just breeding children.
Sad.
Yeah. Yeah. So that stuff goes on. So like we know that kind of sinister stuff goes on underground and in dark places, and like what else is creeping and crawling?
Yeah,
they're like reptilians.
Who
like
knows?
Honestly, it could be very real.
Yeah,
the video. So there's a video that went around. I think it was a year or two ago of a woman on a flight, and she's on the plane. Everyone's on there, and she gets filmed coming down the walkway, freaking out, yelling. She needs to get off the plane. She's pointing back at the person I guess she was sitting next to, saying he's not real. And she's like almost in tears, like hysterical.
Yeah.
And a lot of people now say, oh, well, she was drunk or on drugs, but she never slurred her words. Like she didn't seem like she was off, on something.
Yeah.
She, to me, seemed very genuinely, like legit freaked out.
Like terrified.
Terrified to the point where you would embarrass yourself like that. Like you're that scared. And I heard, and I've not been able to find this footage, so I don't know if it's true, but maybe they just kind of scrubbed it. But I heard that, yeah, people got video of the guy she was sitting with, and he had a green hoodie on, and his eyes were like black.
What?
And that's what she saw, and that's what freaked her out and she wanted to run off the flight.
That would freak me out too.
And so she got off the plane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, I would probably look like a crazy lady too. Like, I would be in tears, hysterical, like trying to warn everyone.
Yeah.
Like what I saw. And people
it's so
would probably
hard
paint me to look like a crazy person.
Yeah, but then you go back and like look and like what? There's nothing there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like in an instant.
In an instant, it could have happened while she was talking with him.
Like, whatever the facade.
And I wonder if like they would want you to see it, or if it was an accident, you know,
or they did it on purpose,
Yeah, but yeah, that would freak me out.
That would freak me
out. I would probably
seem
seem
totally
insane.
Like looking at someone and their eyes are just like black.
No,
that's creepy.
Yeah, I would definitely like run off that plane.
I mean, side note, but I've heard that happened to like babies that were born that had been like the mothers that got the COVID vaccine. I heard that like the babies were being born with like their eyes black, not necessarily like their whole pupil took their eye up, but just like blood, like bloodshot.
Sad.
It looked black though.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yes.
Well, maybe he just had really bad bloodshot eyes. Maybe he was just like crazy high.
Maybe
it was like the most worst form of bloodshot eyes.
I don't know, but I just was like, oh my gosh.
Aww.
But that would freak me out. But like, I like how you kind of said like it's definitely demonic. But I mean, I've heard of stories of people going through like deliverance ministry and stuff, and like their eyes do change like as they're going through that process of casting out whatever's there, So,
well, it's like the windows to your soul, right? I think you could tell a lot through the eyes.
Right.
So that would make sense to me. And so if something is, or a person is demonically possessed, like, there's probably going to be some signs.
And I'm not saying like everyone who has like, the DNA of like reptilian, like, let's just say that's a real thing, right? Like, I'm not saying that like every one of them's evil or, even knows. From what I've gathered, some people don't even know. It's just kind of like also a bloodline thing. So I don't know, a lot of like weird information out there. So
yeah. Well, it seems to go back to the beginning of time. Like in the Garden of Eden, you have the serpent, aka Satan, and Jesus refers to, I think, the Pharisees as like vipers and serpents. Like, I always think of it like as more of a, metaphorical, term where he says that like, oh, you guys are, snaky. It's like that word, right? You're deceiving people, you're being dishonest, you're evil. But then it's like, I don't know. I've heard some people talk about, well, no, there really was like a seed from the beginning of Satan that went through humanity as well. And I don't know. I don't know like what I think on that, but I thought that's super interesting. So I'm going to have to go back and reread and like dig deeper into it, because there were some good points being made when I was listening to this. So maybe it's just like a super ancient satanic bloodline that's still around today. I mean, these royal families, they all stick within the bloodline. Like they have to marry within it. So it all stays part of their lineage. And there's bigger names too. It's not just the royal family. I know there's like some big, like, rulers of the world that most people don't even know about. In fact, we just kind of learned some of their names for the first time recently because it's so hidden. So I don't know, like who knows if they're part of that too. And I think they like to insert themselves in media. So like that would make sense that Hollywood has them there as well and likes to portray them.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah, no, it's creepy to think that, like, not only do we have NPCs walking around us, we could also have reptilians walking around us.
Or people that have, like, that bloodline and, like, don't even know.
Oh, I know.
But I think that's the beauty of it, too, because, like, Nathan Reynolds, going back to, like, his story, how, like, he was born into that bloodline, right? But, like, he went through all of the, like, satanic rituals and goes into detail about, like, some of the trauma that he went through. But, like, ultimately at the end, like, got saved. He found Jesus and, like, is completely redeemed now by, like, the blood of Jesus. And so, like, I think it's just beautiful that, like, no matter, like, what your blood is, right? Or what runs through your veins, like, the blood of Christ speaks a better word, right? And so it has the final say. So even if you were like, this is what I was born into, like, that's not ultimately like who you have to be or what your destiny has to continue to look like,
Yeah. No, I mean, like Nathan Reynolds, like you said, like he is born again and I think freed from the curse, his generational curse of his family. But yeah, like his story, people that don't know, like he was born into a satanic family basically. And he's got quite the testimony.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like overcome so much. And like he could speak on, how evil is.
Right.
And it's mind blowing. Like there's just stuff that I've unfortunately had to hear, doing this kind of research. but things that are so evil that my imagination could never come up with it.
Right.
You know, until I heard it.
It's just so dark.
It's so dark. So it only could be a demonic presence and to create that kind of evil because, you know,
Right.
I think even though, you know, humans can hate one another, I think there's still a level of like humanity in all of us.
Mhm.
And there are some things you would never do to another human unless you were influenced by something
Right.
darker and bigger than you.
Totally.
So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I was watching also just like that episode. It was like a podcast interview with Jeffree Star. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
honestly was like the first time I'd even like seen him or heard of him. But he was talking about how basically like somebody offered to like make him a reptilian, like turn him into like go reptilian, I think is how he worded it. And it's like, okay, well, can anybody go reptilian or is it just someone that's like of a certain lineage and bloodline, you know?
right. Like, could you just like pledge your allegiance to be
Right.
a reptilian and now you're a reptilian? Right. Like, I don't know. Like, Little Mermaid when she signs away her voice
Yeah.
to Ursula.
Yeah.
It's like, do people in Hollywood, I mean,
That's
they
what
do
were
talk
saying,
about like
yeah.
selling their souls, but that's a weird choice of words he used.
Mhm, going
They wanted me to
reptilian.
go reptilian.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to go reptilian.
So, but I mean, from what I could gather, like a lot of the celebrities like we're talking about are or basically go reptilian, I guess, just for the fame, for the money. And he kind of worded it as, and I mean, I don't want to butcher like what he said, but it was something along the lines of like, whatever it takes to not be poor or whatever it takes to be famous.
The
Like,
love of money.
that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was so interesting. But I mean, I would imagine you would have to be of some sort of lineage because every president, I think except for two, tied
Are
back
related.
to nobility, royalty in England, which I thought was weird. Like, right?
Well,
So-
just goes to show, you know, the good old saying, they're not elected, they're selected. Like, yeah,
Right.
that's probably really true.
Right.
They make us think we have a choice, but we don't have a choice.
Yeah, I've recently heard like just, you know, right wing, left wing of the same bird. And that totally was like, wow, that's so true. Like they don't really care who's elected because they're funding both sides, kind of like with war. They don't care what side of the war wins because both sides are being funded by the same group of people. So it's just interesting that like all of this is kind of coming out now, you know, like, I mean, I feel like if you would have asked me about this a year or two ago, I would have been like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what you're even talking about. So it's just interesting that like, I feel like I'm a normal person and I'm just kind of starting to like find out about these things, you know? So it's like, there's definitely things shifting. Things are like moving for me to even be like going down this like line of thought.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I love to say, like, the veil feels like it's thinning, right? Between, like, our reality and, like, the spiritual realm, if you will. Because I feel like there's so many more stories coming out, like, of people encountering, like, very weird supernatural things. And you wonder why. Like, what is just around the corner? Is something going to happen? Is this why things are getting ramped up in the spiritual world? You know, things obviously are getting more and more evil. And you could just look in our media, like, our movies and shows, I feel like they just keep pushing the envelope on like how dark they can make things.
Yep.
I mean, like Stranger Things, I know their new season just came out. I watched the 2 first seasons and then I had to stop watching it. It was just way too real for me.
You did see that it was like based off of a true story.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah.
Off of the Montauk experiments.
Yes.
And what is it? The oh my gosh, the Dark Angel, the man that did all those experiments on children.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
What is his name? Something like, not Dark Angel, something like that.
I can't remember.
And they used to call him Papa. And that's what they call the mad scientist guy in the movie who is experimenting on children. And they really did these things. Yeah. So like that. And then the whole like how you can go into like a different dimension and it's like, you know, there's demonic beings. It's like that is 100% true. That's why I had to stop watching it. Like this is too real for me. Like I know people think, oh, it's Hollywood, it's all made up, make believe. It's like, no, this is real.
Well, I heard they were going to originally use like original names, original like city names, and like they ended up changing it to Stranger Things last minute, but it was going to be called something to do with like either the location or the facility or something. But
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I had to find.
But yeah, it is all based off of a real thing.
I had to find the thing I saw. It like popped up and it was just talking about Stranger Things and how like the little boy, one of them was like extremely like successful in like bending objects with his mind. Again, like Matrix. Like, we always go back to these movies because I feel like they always just kind of show you. But like opening portals, like he would imagine things and they would come to like life and like crazy things.
I mean, people claim to do like have crazy superpowers. Like it's like X-Men, you know, again, movies.
Yes.
It's like this kind of stuff's kind of, it is like, it sounds so fringe and so weird when you hear someone say it. But like, I think a lot of it's just based on reality. I don't think it's just made out of nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So like, I think there's people that are absolutely gifted. And I think they took kids and they were doing experiments on them for different reasons to push the limits, just like in the show, Stranger Things. She was like the talented one, you know, the star pupil, and she was the one that ended up opening the portal. So
again, that's our little boy. So
yeah.
So
I mean, there's people that claim that they can. Listening to a man, his testimony, he was like one of the top level Freemasons, but he got out of it like a couple decades ago, and he came to Christ. But his story is pretty wild. And he talked about when he was a kid, he could manipulate the weather around him.
What?
And I don't know if that's true, but he was saying it. So matter of fact, he's like, yeah, my mom would see me do this. Like, and then it went away as I got like a certain age. I couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, that's so weird.
That is
so again,
weird.
It's like, why did he have that ability? Is it like a bloodline thing? You know, because witchcraft comes from the, you know, demonic. And they were the watchers that God sent down to earth. Like they were the ones that came and taught humans how to do all sorts of witchcraft, and like Satan still uses it today, and he uses people to do it through. So it's like, yeah, why couldn't somebody have those kind of crazy abilities, like X-Men style stuff? Like,
yeah, I mean, one of the X-Men like literally could control the weather.
Oh yeah, is it Storm?
Yeah.
Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
her name's Storm. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fitting. That fits. But yeah, so I mean, it's just, who knows? I mean, I think that there's a lot more going on than we realize. But then, like, if you read Revelations, like, it talks about, like, all of these weird hybrid animals that'll, like the things that come out that'll be, like, scorpion tails with grasshopper bodies and lion teeth and hair of a woman. So it's like all of these things that sound just completely like far-fetched. It's like, what if that's a real thing?
Like they're experimenting not only on humans, but with animals and mixing.
Well, and I think, sorry, not to cut you off, but like I think like there's pictures of things that look similar and like really old, like, you know, carvings in walls
like the
and
Sphinx.
you know, statues that were created. So I feel like it's weird that like across the world, I don't say globe. Across the world.
Say across the face of the earth.
Like all these civilizations are making similar.
They're depicting the same thing. These like weird animal hybrids. And in the Bible, it talks about how like not only were in the Old Testament that humans were corrupted, but so were animals. So there was testing on animals, and that's probably where a lot of those things came from.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard how like kangaroos are just like leftovers of like the experiments? Because they're so weird. They're like, what are you? Like it walks on its hind legs. It's got like a dude's like its chest looks like a man, kind of like pecs, and they have these weird. Have you seen them like in action?
But what about like platypuses?
Okay, that's weird too. So like, what if some of these are leftover experiments? But like, there's this video in particular of a kangaroo. And this guy's out with his dogs, and this kangaroo just comes up out of nowhere, like flexing his muscles, grabs one of the dogs, and tries to run off with it. It was so weird, though, but it looked so human-esque. It's like creepy. And then so now people
Did it like try to put it in his pouch?
No, I didn't. It probably was I think it was a male deer. Or not deer, sorry, a male kangaroo. So, but isn't that weird? I'm like, well, that's funny. Like, maybe there's some leftovers.
What about pandas?
Oh, I don't think pandas are. Okay, here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think they're genetically modified animals because they can't survive in the wild. They have zero survival instincts.
Okay.
They eat the wrong food for themselves. They fall all the time. They're clumsy. Like, they're just, like, dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think. And China owns all of them.
Yeah.
So every panda.
Even the ones here. Really?
Every panda in a zoo, no matter what country, is owned by China.
That's weird.
By the CCP.
So not only do they own most of the land in the country, they own
all the pandas. And then there are some videos of panda exhibits where it does seem like some of the pandas are fake. Like it's somebody in a panda suit. Like some of them do look super fake, but I think for the most part they're real animals, but I think they're probably genetically modified animals.
Right.
I think they probably mixed a bear and raccoon. I don't know what they mixed.
Sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like red pandas or
but like
weird little.
Yeah. And then there's like red pandas too. Yeah. I don't know about the red pandas, but I know like the main like black and white panda, like they're just dumb. Like Kung Fu Panda, again, movies, like he's a big dumb fat panda and all of his family is too. They're all like just,
roly-poly.
They roll around. They eat all the time. So like there's just a strange animal.
I think I want to be a panda.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Right? Just sit around all day. No, I don't want to. Me neither.
That could mean so many
someone's
things.
like, that could be arranged.
I know.
He's got to go down into this underground lab.
No, thank you. I retract those words.
No Cali
I
Bear.
renounce those words.
Okay.
But okay, so since we're on animals, I'm so glad you brought this up since we're kind of talking about like reptilians. Like, what do we think about cats? Cats and koalas are the only animals besides snakes that have slitted eyes.
So koala bears do too?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, snakes do too?
Yeah, besides like that.
Okay, so
like
snakes,
like besides it, like that.
Besides
are
reptiles,
yes.
Oh, okay.
But like cats,
yeah.
But if you think about it, like big cats, like tigers, don't.
They have round.
They have round. So do like jaguars and.
So we're talking like house cats.
House cats. So I'm thinking like are house cats like a hybrid between like a serpent and a cat? I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Like a big cat and a reptile put together created a
I mean, that
cat.
sounds crazy, but I don't know. Like
that is weird though about their eyes.
Yeah.
Well, and
right?
they're very much revered and worshipped in a lot of cultures.
Exactly.
And like Egypt for sure. And
who
so
also worship the snake.
And the snake.
Yeah.
So maybe I do know that cats are the number one spreader of parasites. So there's that fun fact.
What? I believe it.
No,
I
yeah.
mean,
So if you look it up, like if someone has a cat living in their house, like their whole family most likely has parasites.
Oh my gosh.
And that's one of the reasons I believe why you don't want to have them around either when you have like when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to clean out their litter boxes and stuff because their poop can have really dangerous parasites.
That makes sense. They don't explain that last bit. They just say, don't clean out the litter box.
Yeah, I don't think they really ever explain it. But I never had a cat because I'm a dog person. But
yeah, same.
Yeah. So isn't that weird though? I was like, that's so strange. I don't know. But I mean, I know there's going to be people listening that love cats. And they're going to hate this part of our conversation.
I know.
I'm sorry.
We're not cat haters. We're just, this is facts. It's factual. Yeah. Just if you have cats, like get parasite cleanses.
Yeah, just do a parasite cleanse.
Yeah.
But I just think that's crazy. I'm like, wow. So like,
you should do parasite cleanses.
Anyway, everyone should do it regardless.
Once or twice a year.
Yeah. But if you have cats and
maybe
there's
quarterly,
like the crazy cat lady, like did you know quarterly? Yeah, the crazy cat lady. Like there's like the whole reason behind that saying is because like when a person lives with a bunch of cats, they're going to be very likely to have like a lot of different parasites in them, which affects your mind.
Yes.
So you go crazy. That's where that comes from.
Oh.
Isn't that weird?
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't even know that. But that's
like
totally
having all the cats that you live with can make you go crazy because you're unfortunately contracting parasites that will affect your mood and the way you think.
Right.
And your your desires. It could affect so many things.
Right.
So yeah.
That makes sense.
So if a crazy cat lady did a cleanse and then maybe just got rid of her cats. Well, no, but then she'd have to do a cleanse. I don't know, like how often would you have to do a cleanse if you're like constantly around that though?
Oh, that's true. You need to like cleanse your cats.
You need to everyone needs to be dewormed. Yeah. And then they should probably be a totally different person.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's other things with cats too. Like if you die, they will eat you.
Ew, no.
Yes. Yes.
Really?
I was talking to someone who was like an EMT and he was saying that like they went on, like they got a call, like when this lady had been passed out. She wasn't dead, but her cats had already started eating pieces out of her.
She was still alive?
Yes, but she was like unconscious.
So what happens when you're sleeping?
Well, I think she was unconscious for a while.
Okay.
But longer than 8 hours, I'm guessing. But yeah, isn't that crazy?
Okay, I was not a fan already. Now I'm like really not a fan. Like, how could you live with an animal that would eat you?
I don't know.
Maybe that's not all cats though. I feel like there's some like really cool cats.
Yeah.
But they're like rare.
Growing up, we had like some fun cats, but they were outside cats.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but they would like play with our dogs and like totally act like
Yeah, some of
dogs,
them are
kind
like,
of.
see, exactly. You go like,
Yeah.
if they're like
They're
a dog,
dogs.
then you like them because dogs are awesome. Yeah, dogs can do no harm. No, I'm just kidding.
Except for mine.
Except for Dogman.
Oh my
That's another human animal hybrid. That's a thing too.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Have you ever seen or experienced in like real life somebody like, shape-shifting or like anything weird
I
like
never
that?
have.
I mean, I've seen people's eyes change,
Really?
but not into like slits.
What do they turn to?
They just kind of change like color.
Oh, like vampires, like on Twilight.
Kind of. Yeah.
But
But
that's creepy.
Again, that was like a deliverance
Yeah.
session.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like
he was being delivered of demons, and so his eyes changed. I believe that. That makes sense.
Yeah. But have you haven't seen anything?
I've never. I've like just heard people.
Because I know you have
claim
lots
that
of crazy stories.
I have some crazy stories, like supernatural for sure, but like I've never witnessed somebody shape shifting or changing right in front of my eyes.
Right.
But I mean, I do believe that probably does happen.
Like the movie Dogman. Like I feel like that came out because it is a thing or it could be a thing.
Well, people claim like Bigfoot. People claim that there's a dog man too. So
Yeah.
I really don't know much about him. There's like Mothman too, which people claim to see.
Does he turn into a moth?
It's like a human moth hybrid. So it's like I think a full size, maybe bigger than like an average human, but it's got huge wings like a moth. And
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
There's some really crazy. I've actually heard
Okay.
some really wild
like
stories.
Alligator man. There's like an alligator man.
Yeah, you told me about that guy.
This guy like supposedly turned into an alligator or could turn into an alligator.
Can someone just get this on camera?
I know we need proof, but the problem is like AI.
I know. Like I hate when I'm researching stuff and it's just like it's clearly AI, And like I feel like now more and more like on YouTube especially, like if you want to look into a topic,
right?
It's like every third video is a stupid AI video someone made, and it's like you just have to weed through them all.
You have to have discernment.
Yeah. I feel like right now I'm pretty good at telling what's fake and what's not, but they're probably getting so good that it's going to be harder to tell.
But do you think that like all of these animal type things all kind of go back? They're all kind of under the same umbrella of like reptilians.
Exactly. I think
because think about Dracula, how he turned into a bat. Remember that?
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder. Like I've heard stories of people talking about like shamans and like the Amazon could change into like panthers or different animals and things like that. So it's like there's stories like everywhere that are so similar, maybe not the same animal, but like
of animals turning into other animals or humans turning into an animal and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah. And it goes back to like the beginning of time. I mean, Satan turned himself into a supposed snake.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So angels can appear as men. Like
angels can appear as men. Yeah. Even like God can make the animals talk, like the donkey that spoke in the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't think there's any limitation. Like, why would there be?
I think we have put limitations on things because it makes us uncomfortable and we like
it makes us very uncomfortable.
Don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's almost like we have to become desensitized to things, which is why I think they show us things. So when it happens, we're like, oh, that's weird. But like, I've been watching it on TV and movies. Like,
I feel like that's just how they make it seem unreal. It's just putting it into a movie and making it seem like, it's just for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
And then that helps us kind of like disassociate from like, well, this is definitely fake because it's in Hollywood. But
which is so
I
creepy
think we know more than that now.
They totally know the psychology of the brain, like, and all of that. Like Shrilla was saying, like, if you missed our last episode, like on birds, like she was kind of just like, like, they know how the brain works and they know how to manipulate that, which is so annoying. And
we're like very easily manipulated creatures, like we just are, right?
We're so gullible.
So gullible. Yeah. So, just like being open-minded to know that like, hey, like there's some fanciful things that happen, especially for Christians, like listening. Like there's a lot of wild things that happen in the Bible. Like, and if you're a believer, like you believe that's all true, right? So then like, why do you think that stuff doesn't still happen? Just because it's not written down in a Bible? Like, you know what I mean? And there's so much evidence of, like you were saying, like depicted creatures across the world for thousands of years. Like they were probably depicting real things. Like they're not just all creating these massive idols and sculptures that meant nothing.
Right.
So Yeah, I mean, I think it's very plausible that there's, some sort of weird, like, reptile-human hybrid going on, and who knows? Like, I would love to kind of, like, see that in person, but also wouldn't, because it would freak me out, but, like, just to see if it's real, but I think it's a super fun thing to research, and there is some good information out there, and I do love that, like, anytime we could tie things back to the Bible, to me, like, it just gives it more validity, like, okay,
100%.
like, there's got to be some truth to this. So I think it's definitely worth continuing the conversation on because, they might be living amongst us and we just don't know it.
The final,
and I want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Final
NPCs for sure.
Is like the final conclusion is fairy tales are probably real, and what we're taught in textbooks is probably a lie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's like they switch it right to make us think that one's fake and one's real. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
So I don't
like Humpty Dumpty.
Yes,
like Humpty Dumpty people. Like those might be real.
I know.
So
I was just looking through my notes too because I had written like a couple of other things on here that were super interesting. Oh yeah, what is a reptilian? Basically, it was like one of the questions, and this person was talking about that they're portrayed as a ruling class that governs over all humanity. Similar to one of the original creations of history, the Anunnaki, which we haven't, like, I feel like we've talked about this before, like the people that have like the really
elongated skulls.
The elongated skulls. So they're saying like basically they come from that. And so they are also like they teach human the ways of civilization. And that also kind of goes back to like Enoch, how the angels came down and like gave information in exchange for the women and men. And so they would rule over humanity, occasionally dealing with revolts, uprising, and eventually the other worldly rulers would get sick of the rebellions and come up with the genius plan of controlling us from the shadows instead of ruling directly over the human slave race. So I thought that was like interesting.
It is really interesting.
Because if you think about that, like that's kind of what's happening, with our democracy. Like they're like, here's the 2 candidates you can choose, but it's like both candidates are of their choosing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the illusion that we have freedom. And
it's all an illusion. And
choice.
That's what we're trying to get out of, right? Like, it's not being deceived.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, it's like that may be the case, but you still get to choose like how you're going to live your life out. You still get to choose like love. You still can choose kindness. You still can choose joy. And so I think there's just certain things that can't be taken away.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So. Yeah, God's greater than it all. And we all have to have, hope in all of his goodness, and because that is greater than any of the evil. So it's like fun and interesting as it is to discuss the dark side. It's always good to bring it back to the light, right, because that's what matters.
It's easy to spiral, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so depressing.
Yep.
And so just like you said, going back to the word, going back to God, it just keeps it in perspective of like, there's a plan. God is sovereign, and at the end of the day, like he will fulfill what he said he'll do. So
yeah, amen to that, sister.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was another fun one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and this has been interesting and fun.
Yeah. So. I mean, I can't wait to dig more into these tunnels.
Gotta look into Mothman.
See what we can find. Mothman. You need to look up Mothman and Dogman.
Yes.
Yeah.
So weird. Okay.
All right. Well, till next time, my friends.
Okay.